Hi, Leo Pride. I am so excited to sit with my fellow Leos and talk through a pretty potent month. It's beautiful, it's creative, it's nurturing, it's deep. We've needed an energized month like this for quite a while, like as a collective. The first 4 months of this year were much more about deep learning, deep homework, checking in on these pretty profound levels. We're always going to be doing that. If we're going to be really honest, that's a part of the joy of life, is kind of connecting in at a deep level. But May has a little bit more of a playful, creative energy to it. It has a little bit more of a connected energy to it that I think is really refreshing. Taurus season, of course. Taurus is one of our guiding lights right now as a collective. So the Taurus energy, this feminine energy of planting seeds, of nurturing things into existence, of receptive mode, of the healing power of that feminine energy being the leadership and the innovation that we need, is really strong. So this particular Taurus season has a special flavor, a special intensity and power to it that really is about kind of holding court with that divine feminine. Especially if you're a Leo rising, all this energy is pouring into your 10th house, right? But even Leo suns, we are connecting in with this 10th house of who we are in the world, the work that you do in the world, your reputation in the world, that self-committed, forward-focused, driven energy that Leos actually have pretty good store of, self-directed, focused, driven energy. But, just to give you an idea, so we have Uranus in Taurus, of course. We have the new moon in Taurus on May 4th. We have Mercury moving into Taurus on May 6th. We have Venus moving into Taurus on May 15th. So all that energy is just, boom, highlighting that 10th house, right? It's very magnetic. And your note is actually, you're becoming this next being. You're far away from who and what and where you were even a couple of months ago, even back in like February, March. You're really not that person anymore. And you could feel homesick because of this. You could feel overwhelmed by this. Some of the elements you thought were supposed to come with you maybe aren't coming with you now. The Chariot, balance, focus. And Mars will be going into Cancer, and this is a Cancer card on the 16th, into your 12th house, into your spiritual house. So Mars, that focused energy, where you're getting your infusions of information are kind of is in a mysterious place. Trust in that guidance system, trust in that motivational pathway opening up to come in from surprising, unexpected places. It is not about the obvious path. 9 of Pentacles, that is beautiful. These are both very much centered, clear, balanced energies. And I really like that for Leo. I think we need a little bit of this to shoot forward into life, into what and who you guys are going to be next. You're going to be feeling a lot of magnetic power with all this Taurus energy, quite honestly. A fellow fixed sign getting lit up like this, it helps Leo. It actually can really strengthen and empower you. Knight of Cups. Ooh. These are nice cards, you guys. There's a gentleness with the energy here, I have to say. You will be feeling magnetic. You will be feeling energized. But here's the other side of it. You'll also be feeling like you don't need to push. And that might feel a little uncomfortable, right? Once again, Mars is in Cancer half of this month. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. See, this isn't about pushing, though. 8 of Pentacles, yes, you're getting things done. Yes, you're focused. Yes, you're driven. Yes, you're putting in the time. But this is about nurturing your craft into existence. This is about nurturing your life into existence. It's not about pushing through, empowering through, and making it happen. And once again, there's this soft, quiet energy going on here. And I think for Leos, it's a little unfamiliar. Because Leos is kind of this all or nothing power intensity. It's like, let's go. Like, let's be social. Let's be romantic, let's be creative, let's like burn the candle at both ends. That's when I know I'm living life. 3 of Wands. Receptive mode, right? And so being this new being, being this new magnetized being, feeling through this energy can feel a little confusing at times because you're getting used to it. King of Cups. Wow. We got a Knight of Cups, we got a King of Cups, we got some emotionally resonant energies coming up here. within the context of you developing and centering and empowering yourselves. High Priestess. Okay, the other note that's coming through, and I'm getting some shivers here as I'm feeling through this, is that the phrase that came to mind when I started thinking about Leo energy in May is resistance is futile. This is a beautiful month to practice surrendering into the divine mystery. And the High Priestess is a reminder of that. You are your own boss. Own it. Own your space. Own your power. Own your intensity. Yes. Also, remember that the most profound changes and shifts happen when nobody is seeing you. Nobody sees this part that happens. You know, it's Leos like to be performative in their life shifts and their life changes. Believe me, I'm one of you. So it feels like there's something symbolic about having the performative side. Ace of Swords, clarity. Okay, this is beautiful. This reading is beautiful. But the most profound changes happen in these quiet spaces that are unseen. Now, you have all this energy in Taurus. Then we have a full moon on the 18th in Scorpio in your 4th house, that internal world. This could be a really tender time where you're reconnecting with your self-mothering and what that means to you and what that looks like to you. Connecting with your own nurturing mother energy is really important. Nurturing mother does a lot of important things, not just like bubble baths, but like making sure that you have the clothing you need, making sure you have a dentist appointment you need, making sure your shoes are on your feet, right? There's like an essential understanding of I care so much about you that I will make sure these things that aren't very sexy or exciting are done, right? So that full moon is going to be really important. And as we head into Gemini season, there's a flirty, playful energy that starts to show up around the 21st. Energy starting to move into Gemini at this point. And we do have this flirty, playful, wild energy. Leos, more and more, and this just keeps happening month after month, there's this understanding that the true power is in that secretive, esoteric side of the Leo soul, which is a very real and important part of the Leo journey. It's not something side, it's not a side project. This is a very huge part of Leos. Yes, Leos are performative, but when they're not being performative, they go home and they go very deep. They tap into a wellspring of something very important. I mean, Leo rules like childhood and play and creativity and the heart chakra. So Leo and is ruled by the sun. So Leo is tapped into the core principles of creative existence, right? Core principles of what it means to manifest, what it means to be connected to source. It's a really powerful placement, and sometimes I think there's a heavy burden that kind of comes with it that I think people don't necessarily know or see, which is that you are holding this together for people. You know, the warmth and the vibrancy can feel like you're holding things together for people. But the more that I'm looking at Leos, the more I'm realizing this is where the most powerful, beautiful things happen. The performative side will be very easy to step into if you're honoring this other side of yourself, right? And so this reading has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with the secret side of Leo, actually, and the side of Leo that where you work away at your craft, you work it away at who you are, you plug into that day after day, and there's something that really happens and foments here. Just looking at these first two, the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles. So the Chariot is about a committed partnership, right? The Chariot is about balance. It's about self-direction as well. It's about visionary energy. It's about understanding that it's not about pushing forward. Yes, the Chariot can move quickly, but the Chariot also takes the time to figure out direction, figure out balance before he drives anywhere. The Charioteer is taking his time, listening in, focusing. And there's a quietness. I mean, the Chariot is also linked with Cancer, and Cancer is linked to the moon and into the private and the internal. And so when we're tapping into that intuitive knowing, that is when we know how to direct our signal, right? And the other thing is this Nine of Pentacles. So this is about the easy life. This is about the good life. This is about the nurturing life. This is about those simple details in your day-to-day that make your life feel full and rich. You know, it's about eating foods that feel really good to you. It's about listening to an album that you really love. It's about sitting in a hammock. It's about whatever it is that you love to do that is just soft and gentle. Reading a book in the bathtub. I don't know. There's so many things this could look like. Going for a long hike, walking by the beach, having a coffee in a cafe and looking out the window and just taking yourself out on that little mini date. It's about an ease and a well-being that comes from that, right? And these are both very quiet energies. Once again, they're not super performative. They're not extroverted. They're very soft and subtle. However, look how rich and vibrant these energies are. Look how welcoming they are of the wealth and the warmth that you want to experience. Look how like magnetic these energies are. You want to be a part of this lady's world. You want to know what her deal is. You want to know what she's doing to be so at ease. Right? For you, it's like that, holding your magnetism, right? Holding your center point. You just need to put your beacon up. Take care of your beacon, tend to your beacon, polish your mirrors, get them all shined up, hang out with them, and people want to come around you, right? The Knight of Cups is kind of this offertorial energy. It's very romantic, I won't lie. It's very emotive and heart-centered. It's very much about somebody offering up a cup to you, offering up their heart to you. Now that can look like a lot of different things. That can just look like you offering it up to yourself. It can look like creative energy. It can look like new romantic connections. But there's something about somebody else offering you something, offering you clarity, offering you heart, offering you wanting to offer that to you. And it comes from this centered, focused energy. So the Eight of Pentacles is a really interesting one to show up in the Leo thing, because it's like, this is productivity. I mean, I'm telling you, these cards are so positive. They're just so positive. But they lack one thing, drama. They lack 100%. There is no drama in these first four cards. There is just this profound understanding that if you just keep showing up and burnishing those mirrors and lighting your beacon, everything comes to you, everything coalesces. But it isn't like the small detail. And this is the thing with the Uranus and Taurus transit. The Uranus and Taurus transit is very important for us as a collective right now because, and I was just mentioning this, but it's also about the fixed earth energy. Fixed earth energy takes its time. It's that understanding of the principle of planting a seed and letting it sprout, right? You don't get mad that you put the seed in the ground and the next morning it's not a full plant, right? It's this understanding of like, you keep watering it, you keep checking on it, and lo and behold, a week in, you have a little sprout. Lo and behold, a month in, you have a small plant. 3 months in, you are starting to have a harvest of tomato or whatever it is that you want. This is what the Eight of Pentacles is about. There is no drama. There is no ups and downs. It's not about the roller coaster ride anymore. It's about just showing up every day and offering what you can. I've been thinking about the book The Four Agreements a lot for the readings this month, and for you and for the Leo clan, other people were working with be impeccable with your word. But with the Leo clan, it's do the best you can. And sometimes the best is just very simple, right? It's knowing that you need to like make that phone call or take that rest or check in with some aspect of the work you do in the world. But the thing is, the more that you're holding that center point, the more others want to come to you. And that's where you look at this. There's all this energy coming toward you. The Three of Wands is such the receptive mode energy, right? This isn't even about dreaming up what you want next. We're not in Two of Wands land. Two of Wands land's where you're drafting up your vision board and you're really hardcore, like, I'm trying to like make this happen. Three of Wands is like, I don't even need to use my imagination anymore. This stuff is already on the way. I'm surrendering. And like I said, resistance is futile. That's one of the things about this month too. Resistance is futile. You can try and manhandle the month and make it what you think it's going to be, but I guarantee you will be enjoying this so much more if you just relax and don't try and be ambitious. As much as all that energy is in your 10th house in Taurus of ambition and drive, for you it's understanding that your ambition and drive it's not always about strife in the hard way. It's about just sitting and being receptive. And yes, there is a King of Cups here. An emotionally resonant being is coming into your world. Somebody who understands you, who hears you, who's psychically linked to you. Yes. You are also sitting in a special hallway behind the scenes right now. And it's important to embrace and honor this part of the process, because when you have the High Priestess, this is part of the modality of how you're getting the blessings. during this energetic cycle. And I think fire signs tend to resist the High Priestess. She takes a while to get used to sometimes. She is super potent, though. She is perhaps the most potent energy that there is in tarot. She taps into something very important, and she sits between the seen and the unseen. So it's a very special place. She understands surrender and the depth of the interior world, and the depth of sitting quietly, right? It's like you don't have to make a lot of noise this month. And I know you're going to feel like you need to. Like, that's the thing. Going into May, you're going to feel like you need to have your new projects on deck, that you need to be putting yourself out there more, that you should be doing this, that you should be doing that, that everything needs to be coalescing. Like, why isn't it happening right now? There's going to be this self-pressure because that's what's familiar to you. To pressure yourself, to like be actively pushing for things. But that's resistance. For you this month, specifically this month, it is about hitting into the sweet spot where you just realize you don't need to push for all of that. If you push for it, it will feel wonky. It will feel out of time. It'll be like difficult. Like even like if you feel you need to be traveling or doing a workshop, and like you're pushing yourself to do it and it's not just like kind of naturally flowing out of you, you will find that it's really hard to get the details booked. You can't get on the phone with the right people. When you try and do something, it's kind of a subpar version of what you're after. Kind of just be aware of that. Test it out. See what happens, because you'll kind of notice this happening, right? It's like it's not that you're not supposed to move. There's plenty of moving energy here. There's plenty of productive, passionate, forward-focused energy going on here, believe me. But the modality that it's coming in is peaceful, it's quiet, it's gentle, it's little bit day by day. And as the month progresses, you'll notice that there's this momentum and this clarity that keeps getting stronger. And that's the thing. Look at this. We go from the High Priestess to the Ace of Swords. Can you see anything more profound or poetic than these two together? Because the High Priestess is all about the watery connectedness, the psychic fog. Not even the fog, the psychic connectedness where we just go out and everything is kind of relative, but interconnected and beautiful and deep and emotive. And what do you pull out from it? Profound clarity, answers, doorways opening, conversations that you need to have, the things that you want coming out of this depth, right? And it all comes from trusting into this process right here. Three of Wands, King of Cups, High Priestess. Listening in, being gentle, being nurturing, grounding down, feeling the earth rise up through your body, and then, aha, let's go. Once Gemini season hits, there's going to be a lot of movement. The first 3 weeks, it's about enjoying life. It's about slowing down and being soft with yourself. It's about not even slowing down, just being soft with yourself. Some things could be fast, some things could be really intensive, but it's about the softness. It's not about the pushing. And it's about relaxing into who you are becoming now. And really trusting that that is enough. And it is. It is enough. But as Gemini season comes in, there is a flirtatious, wild, exciting energy coming your way. And I'm really excited to see what that looks and feels like for you as May unfolds. I'm really excited also because I've created something for you guys that I think will be really helpful for Leos navigating this up into Leo season and through Leo season, which is the Magical Mid-Year Intuitive Guide. And I put that link for Vimeo to download. They're ready to download now. So I go through all 12 signs, and for each of them, there's a video for each sign. We go through Uranus and Taurus and what that's going to look like for the next 7 years. We go through Chiron and Aries and what that's going to look like for the next 8 years. We go through the 3 major outer planet retrogrades, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, and we talk about what infrastructural things are going on there at a deep level during that time, because those transits go through August, September, October. So we have some time to work with these softer retrogrades. I'm going to give you strategies and affirmations and check-ins so that you feel really empowered for the middle part of this year. So go check those out. You can follow me on Instagram at Sarah Verba. I will leave that handle below, as well as you can find me on my website, SARAHTAROT.com. I would highly recommend going ahead and following me on Instagram. it's hard for me to plan into September, October, and that's where my calendar is getting booked to at this point. But when I do have pockets of time, I'm thinking I will be announcing those session spots opening up the week of or the week right before. So it'll be a little bit more immediate, and that's where you're going to be finding out any updates from me on that front. So it's a great way to stay connected with me throughout the month and not just here on the monthlies if you're wanting to know what's going on. But like I said, you can also find me on my website and my email, and I'll put all of the information for me in the description box along with the magical mid-year. I really hope you guys go check that out. I think it's going to be super helpful for you. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. As always, I wear her every day. She is my jewelry. She's giving you 15% off. She's going to be making a lot more new stuff this coming summer. I'm very excited, and I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm really excited for the Leo clan because there's a contentedness and a softness here that is so beautiful to see with the beautiful Lion clan. So I'm sending you guys so much love, and I will see you in June for more mystery and magic.